person you have called is not available. Please leave a short 10-second message after the tone and we'll send the message as a text.
Hi, it's Michelle and this is the Scott and Michelle Show. Tonight we are talking about the fabulous movie Feel the Beat, and it is about a girl that goes for an audition for a Broadway show and she accidentally pushes the director off the stage and it goes viral. So pretty much her career is over. So she leaves New York City and goes back to her hometown, which she left really abruptly. And she runs into her ex-boyfriend who she broke up via text. And she basically has nothing to do. So her father suggests that she coaches her old dance team. They try and make it to nationals because if you go to nationals, the guy that runs, he's very well known in the Broadway area. So she was doing it completely selfishly. But meanwhile, she was, getting really close to the kids and falling in love with them. But being who she is, she really was looking out for number one. It ends up she does do the right thing. She gets the Broadway show and she leaves during nationals because, she's that nice. And pretty much she gets there and feels guilty. Then she comes back for it and then she leaves again, and it turns out that in her first Broadway experience, all the girls from the studio were there in the audience and her dad, and she's still going to be the dance teacher from New York while they're in I think it's a very little country town, so it's not like you get many opportunities to be a star in that town. So yes, she ends up teaching them online, but all in all, it ends well. Scotty, what do you think?
You made it in that 3-minute introduction sound like something that I would absolutely hate.
Yeah, because you do. Tell me you did. Did you enjoy the movie?
No, I did.
What?
Yep.
You enjoyed it?
Yep. I thought
Seriously?
it was really good. Yeah, no, the plot of the film is like every dance movie of that type, but there are a lot of things in that movie which I felt were really good because it's made by dancers.
Is it?
Yeah, you can tell. The thing about this movie is that you can actually watch dancing.
Yes.
One of my biggest problems with dance movies is that they'll have the movie or they'll have the show. There's one particular show that I'm talking about which I really don't like because you can't actually see the people dancing to know if they're good or not. We're talking about Dance Moms, by the way.
I know who you were talking about. Back off.
But in this...
That show is sacred.
Yeah, in a satanic way, but...
Hashtag Maddie Ziegler.
There's actually a lot of influence of Dance Moms in this show.
You think?
Yeah, in this film, definitely. It's not really a show, is it? It's a film. The thing that I loved about this movie is that they would actually show the dance sequences, not just, central, but you could actually watch the dancing and, take in how much skill is involved to do what they're doing. And not all of the dancing was fantastic. In fact, a lot of it was not my type of thing at all, but at least you could watch and get an appreciation of what these people are actually doing on stage, which is great.
Right. I have a question for you.
Sure.
What did you think of the, I don't think they could have been older than 10. They did this rather provocative dance.
Oh, the booty shaking dance?
Oh my gosh. They opened to their legs.
Yeah, sometimes you do have to do that.
No, but that was promiscuous sort of...
Promiscuity.
Come hither. They're 10. They shouldn't be... they felt up their breasts that they don't have.
How did I feel about it?
Did that make you feel uncomfortable?
It was too long in the sequence. It was really... I didn't care. You kind of need to have a bum to do that. So if you have no bum fat to twerk, doesn't work. You're just moving your hip backwards and forwards. But the movement itself is the bum fat hitting your hip, and it's sort of like a momentum happening because your bum fat is moving. It's a sexual thing in itself. It's just I don't think people understand how that works, so they think it's a cool, hip new thing to do. Well, it's not really. It's like a fad that was 10 years old probably by now. But how did I feel about it in the movie? Uncomfortable, because
Yes.
it was a minute of just them doing that and then moving into a formation, which I thought was, yeah, okay. So, but they were trying to be like kind of gross and cheesy, but
Yeah.
yeah, if you had a daughter, would you want her dancing like that? Is probably
No.
the question. I just think there'd be more, impressive things that they could do.
Yes.
But
Now, what did you think of the team's first dance? I don't think it was very good.
The one that wasn't good.
Yeah.
I don't think. Okay, so I don't think any of the dances were ever really that good. Like it's a children's dance performance, so nothing is gonna be like the good things about them are they're really synchronous. They're in sync a lot.
Yes.
I think that's really good and really impressive. None of the music was very interesting to me. None of the choreographies did anything really that impressive to me either.
Really?
Yeah, I think the choreography.
Oh my gosh, I disagree.
Okay.
What about the dance with the flower?
I found it really boring.
But there's a girl in the movie that is deaf, and they use like sign language in the dance to say, we are family, and it was heart melting. It was
I just think
beautiful.
The dancing was very good.
It's also like, I think because, I'm a girl, I'm maternal. I just thought the little girls were so cute.
They were.
They were gorgeous. And that little girl really is deaf in real life.
Yeah, they all spoke in sign, which
Yeah.
was interesting. They would have all had to have learned sign.
Yeah, I know. That would have
know.
taken a while.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know. I thought it was... Look, I thought the main character was a complete and utter vapid bitch.
She's supposed to be, though.
Yeah, I know, but she's horrid.
Yeah.
She just, her mother left her as a little girl, so is that all she knows? Because she left her boyfriend, and what was the text message? It was like, I'm sorry, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
You don't break up with somebody via text message. It's just not polite.
That's true. That's true.
Note to listeners, don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's mean and harsh and cruel. But yeah, and then at the end he took her back. Why?
I guess he really wanted to sleep
Oh
with
my
her.
god, Scott, that guy was so freaking hot. He could have had anybody.
You think he could have done better?
Oh yeah. Although she's stunning, the actress that played her is Sophia Carson, and she is from the Disney Descendants movies, and she plays Evie. For all of you listening, look it up. Some of you may have children and you already know what I'm talking about.
You're talking
But,
as if I'm going to hate this movie, and I didn't. That's what confuses me, because
Everybody loves this movie.
the girl is a really good dancer, like legitimately.
Yeah. Well,
really
have
good.
you seen... I know you probably haven't, but have you seen the Disney film Descendants? Okay. It's a musical about all the villains' children, and they go to the island of, the good children. So, that's where, Belle and the Beast have their son, and Sleeping Beauty's there, and Sleeping Beauty had a daughter. And anyway, you get the gist. And it's a musical, so, the girl can sing, and the dances are quite advanced. So I reckon maybe you should watch that at some point.
You make it sound like I would hate it, but I like good dancing, so.
Yeah, but look, it's Disney, so it's... I don't know if you'd like The Descendants, just for the storyline.
Oh no, I mean, the storyline in this movie was every teenage dance film.
Yes, they never work out, but then they do work out because of, hard work. I just think the main character, you're supposed to fall in love with the main character and feel really sorry for her?
Well, in this movie you didn't.
No, I did not. I was angry. She's a very pretty girl, though.
Yeah.
In the end, I didn't feel for her. I felt for the little girls that she left. And poor little Sarah. So Sarah was the sister of the main character, April's ex-boyfriend, who she dumped via text. And this little girl was so unhappy because April didn't say goodbye to her, and she took it rather hard. And I just think, if there are children involved, I know that, she was his little sister, but still, Show some freaking respect. People get attached to people.
That's true. That's very true.
I don't know. I just think that shows she's very selfish.
You need to try harder.
What?
You need to try harder and make me watch movies that I hate. Because I didn't hate this. It was legitimately, like, all the dancing in it. It was really, like, well filmed. It reflects what children's dancing is. There are some moments in the movie that, like, as a dance teacher, I watch and go, yeah, that's actually a really good way of explaining it. There was a scene where there's a school that they all practice at, and there's a dance teacher who works there. And she's the nice teacher. So
yeah, she's beautiful.
the main character in the movie is asked to teach at the dance school because of her level and is not a good teacher. She forces them to work hard and to commit to things, where the one of the big parts of the film is her not committing to things. She doesn't commit to her partner. She can't commit to living in New York and all of these things. So she's asking all these girls to commit to a dance teaching and training regimen. The person who employs her is a nice lady, and she's teaching these two girls about turning technique. This
That
was
was
so
beautiful.
smart. I
really thought it was smart too.
She takes two shapes. She has a banana and a carrot. And she says, if you look at a banana and you stand it on its, like, on the top of the banana, it'll fall because it's not straight. But if you take, and she had this, I don't know where they got this carrot from. It was really straight and they cut the bottom off so it was flat. But if you take a carrot and stand it up, it stands up because it's straight. And that is a beautiful way of explaining why turning works in dance, because if you hold your body up straight and you're able to maintain that in a turn, you don't lose balance. And I am going to use that analogy when I teach dance.
So you're going to
People
steal
ask.
it.
Of course. It was just a really well thought out thing to teach. That comes from experience and good dance teachers telling you how to visualize and make physical these ideas. There are little things like that in dance movies that you take and you say, yeah, I never really thought about it like that. And that was one of those things. And to have people who are dancers be involved with making dance movies, you have little glimmers of, hang on, they know what they're talking about. Whereas when you watch things that are made maybe by dancers, but dancing is not the main focus, you don't have that. Whereas in this case, it was. And I started paying more attention from that point onward. The movie itself, not my thing, but what they are trying to depict, very much my thing. Also, the other thing that I really liked was the costume designer from New York.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was awesome. He was easily the best character in the film. Easily.
What?
Yep, 100%.
No.
He's very flamboyant. He has very interesting and bright outfits, and he says some very funny things.
He does.
I thought the deaf girl was interesting, but I've seen that sort of thing before, so it wasn't really mind-blowing to me. Like, one of the questions was, if she's deaf, how does she dance to the music? And they say, she feels the vibrations in the floor. That's not such a shock to me. Something like that happens. And people with disabilities in hearing or even physical disabilities, if they love something, they find a way to do them. There's a guy who plays video games on the internet who he has no arms and no legs.
Wow. Okay.
And he plays video games with his nose, his mouth, and his chin.
Whoa, okay.
Yep. And he's very good at them. He's very
Well,
good.
that's just more impressive than what I do.
What do you do?
When I play video games.
Oh, when you play Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, I love my Crash Bandicoot.
There's a remake of that on PlayStation.
I saw that.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
What's it on?
PlayStation 4.
See, that means I have to go out and get one of those.
Just come to my house when all this Corona stuff is over and play it here.
But what am I supposed to do right now?
I have no answer to that.
Exactly.
You might have to buy one.
Yeah.
Well, think of movies that I'll hate more. I didn't hate this.
I'm really surprised you didn't hate this.
Yeah, I really didn't.
Because, I just thought you'd have, something really bad to say about all the dancing.
I'm really arrogant.
I know.
And I say a lot of, I'm really harsh on things that I really care about. But the people who made this film, or the people who advised the people who made this film, are dancers and know what they're talking about. And it was really pleasant because generally dance movies are, maybe they're choreographed or have dancers involved, but in terms of the writing of these things, they're not a part of it. And that's what made this movie really great, is because the knowledge of dance is a part of the film itself. It didn't need to be anything more than what it was, because it was good in what it was trying to show younger girls, probably. Oh, that was something that really frustrated me, actually, talking about girls and stuff, was
What?
the boys in this movie. Oh my goodness me. So the footballer boys who were like, oh, dancing, ha ha ha, we can't. And they were doing like exercises where they were getting their
They were
footwork.
doing drills where they have to run through the tires and
Yeah, and the dancers all did it really well, haha. And that was kind of it. Ah,
I did like part of berets.
yes, they did.
That's hard
Yes,
to do it in tires.
yes.
It was very impressive, and they shut those boys up.
I hate it when movies do that.
Why?
I really
Go
do.
power! Woohoo!
Dancing isn't just for girls.
No, and Dickie, proved it. There was a little boy that was just like sitting in the studio. Anyway, the girls got really scared on stage, and he just ran on stage and did all these things and looked after the girls, and from then on he joined the dance team.
So there are two ways of looking at that, because
Damsel in distress.
well, I wasn't going to go there, but in terms of men in dancing in particular, there are a lot of men in dancing.
Yeah.
It's more competitive for women because there are a lot more women in professional dance, or
They get
even
better
in
points
dance.
in competition.
Mm,
Yes.
it depends on what type of competition you're talking about, but
Like competition dance.
yes.
They get more points because they are male and they want to encourage males to continue to dance, so they get more points. Penis points. It's a thing.
It depends.
No,
If you're talking
it's
about...
true.
No, it depends. It depends on what type of dancing you're talking about. If you have a boy in your team, if he's a terrible dancer, it's not going to do your team any well. However, if you have a boy on your team who's really good, or if you have many boys on your team that's really good, in this style of competition, I'm sure it makes a difference. However, if you watch dance choreographies where there is an equal amount of boys and girls in something like a hip-hop performance, or in even a partner dance performance where the men and women have to work as a team, then you both have to dance really well. And there's no men are better than women or women are better than men. All you have is your own body. And if you're a man trying to be a better dancer than a woman, or the other way around, it doesn't matter about your gender. All that really matters is your capacity to move well and to convey emotion. An artist in dance is someone who is physically very capable and really good at conveying music. Dance is the physical expression of music, right?
Right.
There's no real... The gender issues in dance have more to do with participation than they do with scoring. Scoring has not really much to do with gender in that regard. I don't think that's true. But like I said, dancing is a really broad world. There are so many different types of competition of dance. If you name a style of dance, there's probably a competition, and there's more styles than I know of in dance. And each dance culture has their own... They have their own biases and their own feelings about certain things. And in this type of culture, I don't think that would be a thing. However, if you have a competition of mostly girls, then absolutely. If you had one or two boys in your team, you would stand out. So calisthenics, for example, up to a certain age, boys and girls can compete together. But past a certain age, boys can't compete.
Why?
That's just the rules.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why. I'm sure there is a reason.
That's
But
kind of harsh.
it is harsh.
Mm.
But in Australia, our dance culture is very different to other cultures in competition. Like,
When you went overseas, was it fun to do all the dancing there, or didn't you?
it was the same. I didn't compete overseas. I've competed in state.
Okay.
I won a competition in Canberra
Okay.
about, I don't know, 6 years ago, maybe. I won a few competitions here. But that's partner dancing. That's a bit different to this. They're an ensemble, so there's lots of different people dancing together. Partner dancing is about teamwork too, but when you're in an ensemble, you're working together to create a floor space that looks good, and part of that is dancing together, being in the right spot, the right time. Yeah, there's just generally going to be more women in that type of dancing because it's encouraged.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of hear a bit of cringe in the dads' voices when they're talking about their daughters and blah, blah, blah. And then, your daughter can't even do a plie correctly, or her turnout is bad, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you don't really believe that. That's a bit cringy, whatever. I'm sure it's been said in the past and might come from somewhere, but it would be nice if more boys were involved in dance, because it's not just ballet.
No.
There are so many different types of dance. Ballet is a good start. Like, it
I
builds
did
your body
ballet.
muscles and stuff. Did you enjoy it?
I did.
Ballet is a great place to start if you want to learn dance.
Yeah.
If you want to be good at it. It forms you. It gives you strength in parts of your body, like your hips, your back, your glutes, your arms, your shoulders, all of those places to dance well, because it's almost it's not almost a science, it is a science to do the most efficient and effective ways of movement and train from a young age. So as adults, when we learn to dance, if you've done ballet, you're probably at an advantage if you can
Really?
learn to. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Think about someone who's been playing soccer from the age of 3 and
Yes.
someone who starts learning soccer at the age of, 16. And by 18, who's going to be a better soccer player, right? These people are athletes. That's something that we forget. That's part of one of the bigger points in the movie is that the football players are athletes and the dancers are also athletes. But because they're girls, there's a gender thing and blah, blah, blah. But that said, not all girls in that competition, were dancers, and not all the boys in that film were dancers either.
No.
I don't know, that I could talk forever on that particular issue.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. It makes me really angry. I think dance is important because for me, without dance, I wouldn't be fit or healthy at all. I probably wouldn't have stopped drinking. It gave me interest in physical activity. It's very cathartic. I got to combine my artistic self with my physical self, and I've never really enjoyed doing physical things until I started dance. And I
Okay.
started dance when I was a teenager.
Were you?
So it's pretty important to me. But I think that was something that I felt, in that particular type of dance, but if you found a type of dance that you can be yourself in, that's really important. Like for me, that's not the place where I feel like myself. I know what the dances where I feel like myself are in, so I participate in those types of dances.
What do you feel comfortable in?
Swing, popping, blues, ballroom, Latin, I like. Lots of things. Kizomba, tango. There are lots of different swing dances, so there are lots of different
Okay.
blues dances too. But you don't really learn about those. If you went to a dance class in Australia, for example, in a school, you would learn probably ballet or
Ballet, tap, and jazz.
even contemporary. Yeah, ballet, tap and jazz too.
I still don't understand what exactly contemporary is.
Contemporary dancing is an extension of ballet. It's generally partnered and it's a little bit more experimental, but it uses ballet technique.
Okay.
Lots of lifty things and balancing, and the general story is a man and a woman and they're in love, and there's some sort of chemistry in the music that they're trying to express in their movement. That's a lot of contemporary routines are that. But it's an extension of ballet. What did you think about their final piece in the film?
Oh, they did it to some famous song that I can't remember. Do you remember?
I don't remember the song.
It was alright.
Yeah, I found it to be really okay too.
Yeah, it was alright. It wasn't great. I reckon the flower dance was better. I think the flower dance had more meaning.
I don't think it showed.
Did they win?
I don't think so. I think they came second or third because they were sabotaged by another dance team, which they didn't really focus all that much on.
How were they sabotaged?
Oh, they showed the video of their team.
Yeah, but that was before that.
Oh, really? I thought that was their rival.
Yeah, that was like the other one.
See, that was where the movie got a bit hazy because I was thinking, is that something that happened? To explain it a bit clearer, the dance teachers pushing the director off the stage in her audition was a viral video, and they played that video to the other team. And one of the things that she didn't tell them is that she didn't actually get a part in the Broadway show, and that was one of the things that everyone was a bit like, taken aback by, oh, you've been in a Broadway show, la la la, right? So everyone kind of lost confidence.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one, because when you go to compete in dance, when you're training, you spend so much time being critical of yourself. And one of the things that people struggle with the most is just before they go out to perform, they feel very, like you see nerves in people.
Yeah.
And that's normal. Like if you had to go out and do public speaking, for example, you would be nervous too, right?
I'm pretty good at public speaking, but yeah, I do get a bit nervous beforehand.
Right. So if you're practicing doing the same thing over and over and over again, you've been practicing for hours, like 100 hours probably for that film total for maybe 1 or 2 routines, just over and over and over and over and over again. So when you go to perform it just once, it's these hours of training for 3 minutes of gratification, of going out there and doing this thing. So one of the things that I learned in competing is you spend all this time being critical of yourself, but before you go out on stage, what I do is I tell myself, you are the best, you've put in all this time, and you're going to destroy those people. So you have this air of like cockiness about you, and your confidence just boosts. And something that they do in dance films and dance television shows is they don't show dancers getting themselves in that mind space to actually slay. And I kind of wish
Yes,
they did.
they do.
Really?
Dance moms do.
No, I think Dance Moms does the opposite. I think in Dance Moms,
No.
at least in what I've watched, the girls are kind of...
You need to watch season 3 and above.
Oh, really? Do they do that?
Yeah, they do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they do that. We can do this, girls. We're going to be the best. Remember, focus and, use your legs and use your face and, come on, we're going to kill it.
Good. That's what you want to do. You want to
Yeah.
go, you want to tell yourself how good you are so you can show people how good you are.
This is why Dance Moms.
Yeah, it's a terrible show.
Watch it.
No, I'm good.
Watch it.
It destroyed.
It is amazing.
No, I'm good. This show did have a lot of Dance Mums moments in it. A lot of Dance
Did it?
Mums moments. Yeah. You had the mean teacher. You had the really natural, gifted student who loves dance. You had the dancer who couldn't go to they did the Dangerous Minds thing where she didn't bring in her permission slip because she was trying to get out. Was it in Dangerous Minds? Oh, no, it was Sister Act.
It was.
Yeah,
My mum didn't want her to sing.
Yeah, and so she forged her signature to go to the thing and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Melissa and her kids loved this.
Good, yeah.
Layla wanted to watch it twice in one day, so they did.
Do those girls dance?
Yes. They do gymnastics as well.
Yeah, wow.
But, yeah, obviously with COVID, they are doing it via Zoom. And I think one of them's finding it a little bit harder to do because she likes the interaction with all the other kids.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
That's really hard.
She's a very social little girl. So.
All the dancers that I know are struggling with, well, a lot of them are partners.
It's really hard.
Of course it is. It's hard on everybody for that, not just dancers.
I know.
Did you hate anything about it?
The movie? Mm-hmm. I don't know what is with me, but I always seem to hate the protagonist in everything. Every movie and every TV show. Like iCarly, hated Carly. Dawson's Creek, hated Dawson. Victorious, hated Tori. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't stand the main characters.
You're supposed to hate her, though, in this film.
Ah, well, I did. She was a good for nothing.
Oh.
Like, yeah, she got her dream, but at what cost?
Well, yeah,
Like,
being at a high level of anything there's a
Yeah.
lot of that.
But, like, she left the competition early.
Yes.
So she bailed, just like her mother bailed on her, which she's so upset about.
Yes.
And then Sarah, this little 10-year-old, comes out to see her off and cries, saying, April, please don't leave. And she goes, sorry, Sarah, hops in the cab and leaves. I'm like, seriously?
Mm-hmm.
How can you do that to a child?
Yeah. The implication there is that if you want something that much, you will do whatever it takes to do it, and that's something that's exploitable.
Yeah, I know, but, like, you've never pushed anyone out of your way to go dancing.
I'm not trying to be the best at it. I just
No.
enjoy it.
You even said at our wedding that my husband's better at it than you are.
He is better at it than I am.
He's better at most things. Just makes you feel bad about yourself.
Oh, he makes you feel bad about yourself.
Oh, he's just good at everything.
It's true, he is very good at everything.
He's very good at everything. It's so irritating.
But he's very hard on himself too.
I know, I've seen it. I live with him.
Yeah, perfectionists tend to be.
He is. And I think his little niece is going the same way.
What did he think about the movie?
He liked it.
Yeah,
I would seriously give that movie a 9 out of 10.
I wouldn't give it a 9.
So good.
I would give it maybe if 5 is average, I'd give it a 6.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna see what IMDb rated it as.
I reckon it'd be about a 5.5 or a 6.
It is a 6.3.
There you go. I agree.
Really?
Yep,
I
100%.
think it deserves higher than that.
Nah, every
9 out of 10. Scotty?
9 out of 10.
Oh, it was so good. It makes you feel good. And then when they dance in the street at the end.
Did you see the teacher lady dance at the end?
Yes.
She's so good.
They're all pretty and like.
No, they're not.
The hot boyfriend. Did you look up what his real name is?
No? Why would I do that?
Because, that's what people do.
Okay.
Or in this case, that's what I do.
I think you've been living at home too long.
Shut up. No, I always do it when they're good looking.
It's like pornography.
Not really, but he's got a horrible name for such a pretty face.
Oh, what's his name?
Wolfgang.
Wolfgang. How would
Who
you
does that to such a pretty face?
I'm sure it's happened before.
It's awful.
Beethoven's parents would have probably went with that.
Yeah, what's Beethoven's real name?
Wolfgang.
Is it Wolfgang?
Yes.
No, my musician over here is...
Oh, it's not Wolfgang. Did I blow it?
What is it?
Ludwig. Ah!
What is it? Oh, you're thinking of Mozart.
Damn, they're all the same. They play instruments in a
No,
300...
they are not.
They are. They played similar types of music in a 300-year time.
Oh, you more
Getting mad.
somebody. Look, I'm not a musician, but I married one.
I don't care about classical music as much as Jeff does. I like it,
Well,
but I don't know a lot about it.
either. But it's good because he likes classical music. He can take me to the ballet, which he has done.
The Bear in the Little Car.
Not quite.
I think he would like The Bear in the Little Car too. He took me to a gig.
Did he?
Me and Jeff have gone to many types of gigs.
Yeah. But have you gone to a classical gig?
No. We saw Prince. That was pretty cool.
I know. We were talking about that earlier today.
I don't remember anything about that gig except for a lot of solos. At all. I remember I had a seizure at one of the gigs he took me to. That was a lot of fun.
No. Nobody had fun.
It was nice in this show because there were a lot of similarities between it and Babysitter's Club, but there were no seizures in this movie. Yeah.
How?
The filming and the shame and, the togetherness and blah, blah, blah. All that stuff.
Yeah.
Really? 9 out of 10?
Yes!
Wow.
9 out of 10 people. Watch it.
9 out of 10,
It makes
though?
you feel good.
I don't know. I don't think it would make normal people feel good.
How am I abnormal?
You gave this movie a 9 out of 10.
I'm not the only one.
Really?
I watched it with my best friend. She loved it.
Did she give it a 9 out of 10?
I don't know.
You have to ask her. I think...
You think I'm crazy?
No, I don't think you're crazy at all. I think you just have bad taste. You're allowed to like what you like. That's cool, but...
yeah, I'm original. They don't
9 out of
make them
10.
like me anymore.
Yeah, they don't. That's true. A 9 out of 10, though?
9 out of 10!
What was the 1 point to step it up from a 10?
She needed to be nicer.
Oh, so if she was a nicer girl, it would have been a 10?
She was horrid.
Did you think she changed at the end of the movie?
No! She still got what she wanted.
So would you take a point away from her?
Look, okay, not a 9 out of 10, maybe an 8 out of 10.
Ah,
But it was so good. It makes your toes tap.
makes your toes tap.
Yeah, you tap your foot.
That's good. Glad you enjoyed that. Is she a singer? The girl? The dancer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it sounded like she sang one of the songs in the film.
She did. She sang the one at the end when they're dancing in the street.
Oh, okay.
That's
it sounded
her.
like it.
Yeah, that's her. So she can sing, dance, and act. And she's pretty.
I think her boyfriend is a dancer as well. A few of the
Maybe.
football players were. They did the lift from Dirty Dancing.
They did!
And the football player was just magically able to do it. And
Oh,
no, that doesn't work like that. But
that scene where he lifts Sarah.
and her breast implant
Yeah,
falls out the
chicken
bra.
fillet came out.
That was no
That
one would
was-
laugh like that.
That's horrible.
That boy would not have done that in reality. That's
You don't think so?
stretch.
Boys are
No,
jerk faces. That's all I.
no.
Oh, come on. Boys are jerk faces.
I'm not saying that they're not, but like it wasn't really that funny. They did a lift.
No, it was humiliating.
That was a big
Also,
lift.
she's like 11 years old. Of course she doesn't have breasts yet.
Yes, that's true.
Hello? I didn't have breasts till I was like 17.
Okay,
I was as flat as a tack. Sometimes you have to wait.
you have to wait.
You have to wait.
9 out of 10 though.
Yes, Scott.
Down
a
to an-
9 out of 10.
Down to an 8.
8 out of 10 because she was a bitch.
Okay, I want to bring you down to a 6. So I'm just going to try and find.
You won't bring me down, Scotty.
I'm not bringing you down. I just want to bring your opinions down to earth because I
My opinions are valid.
you're going crazy here. I think you've gone like way out of control. I'm trying to get some sort of
What?
yeah.
How am I out of control?
So, what's your before you saw this movie? What was your favorite dance movie?
No, it still is.
What was your
Center
favorite?
Stage by a long shot.
Center Stage. Yeah. Okay. So is that your 10?
Oh yeah, definitely. Love Center Stage.
So this movie is 1 point down from Center Stage.
Now you make a good point.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll give it an 8 or a 7.
A 7 out of 10 is probably more realistic.
Yes, but it was still really good and it's a good family film to watch.
Trying to gaslight your opinion here. Trying to make you feel
You're not making me feel bad if
Crazy.
that's what you're going
more
for.
incorrect.
I'm not crazy. I'm just a little unwell.
Ah, dear. Time to dig up. Are you for real like an 8 or a 7?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm not going to talk you out of that anymore.
you can't talk me out of anything. Continue.
What did you think about... Why didn't you like the costume designer as much as me?
Because you and I are totally different people.
Really?
Yeah. He was funny.
Yeah, he was hilarious.
He was funny, but he wasn't my favorite character.
Who was your favourite character?
I don't know if I really had one. If I had to say, I'd probably say the little girl Sarah.
The main...
Girl,
She's not
the
even
little
really the main
girl.
one, is she?
The girl that lost her chicken fillet.
Yes, okay.
Poor thing. That
She
would've been
she
so
was the girl
freaking
who looked up
embarrassing.
to... She was the girl who looked up to
April.
who is the main character.
Yeah, because she was dating her brother.
And then she left.
Yeah, she left without saying goodbye.
So
And
April
then
was your favourite
The
character.
underlining story there is after she left, her ex-boyfriend's mother died. So, like, she didn't come back for that. And, you know, Sarah was sad.
How far are you willing to go to be the best? That's what the movie is kind of about.
Yes. Who are you willing to, step on?
Their
I
Broadway
don't
show
know.
was...
I just, from reality TV shows about dance, nobody had to step on anybody to get anywhere.
You generally don't have to step on people.
Exactly,
Generally-
but why would she step over little girls to get what she wanted?
Because she felt like she had to, I think.
She's a nasty bingus.
You just have to be good enough and the right fit. Then you'll get put into places.
Right.
If you are good and you take direction well, you're going to be in favour. But if you don't fit the placement, then you're not going to be given the part.
Yeah.
The Broadway show was pretty laughable, though. It looked like it was in, like, a community centre. And there was, like... I know, that's kind of mean. Because it would be really hard to simulate a Broadway show and actually pay all the dancers and pay for the space. And it looked kind of... I don't know, if you haven't seen a Broadway show before, it looks worse than a musical that you might have seen in Melbourne. Maybe at Parkdale Community Centre. It looked a little
I've
more
seen,
like that.
yeah, I saw, what did I see? I saw Beauty and the Beast there.
That's not really a slander on the film as much as it is a compliment to Parkdale Community Centre.
So what would you give the movie out of 10?
I'd give it a 6. I'd give it a 6.
Did you watch it alone, or did your loveliness watch it with you?
I watched it on my own. We actually talked about it a lot. We talked a lot about calisthenics and group performances that she had when she was younger.
She did calisthenics?
She did calisthenics for quite a long time.
Ah,
Yeah.
did not know that.
It's a very strange thing. I think with that sort of competition in dance, I wouldn't want to put my daughter through it. But, like, if she enjoyed it...
I don't think I'd ever put my daughter into competitions.
Really?
Oh, the pressure. You have to win.
What if she enjoyed competition?
Then we would talk.
You would talk her out of liking it?
I don't know. It's never going to happen, so it's irrelevant.
I think dance competition is really just a show of how much time you put into something.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you've put in more time and you perform well, then you'll probably do better than someone who puts in less time. And it's really just a reflection of that. And how skilled you are comes from practice.
Mm.
She makes an emphasis on... I think any competitive sport is kind of like that. The mind game element of it is part of it, but that also comes from experience too, and having mental fortitude.
I don't know. I wouldn't put my child through that. I feel like I probably wouldn't want to watch, and it would be hard on me more than it would be hard on my child.
What would be difficult about watching your child compete like that?
Well, I've seen dance moms. It's anything like that.
I've spoken to women who have been through calisthenics programs, and they have said, yeah, calisthenics is a lot actually like that in terms of the parents being crazy and stuff.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And that's why they like dance moms, because they can step away from it and laugh at it.
Oh.
Definitely wasn't my thing. I would like if my children are interested in learning to dance, I would put them into a good school where they enjoyed it. And if they liked it, great. I would show them myself what I know if they wanted to learn what I know in dance. But that said, dancing is it's important to me. So if my kids want to do it, great. If they don't want to do it, great. Find something you love doing and do that.
Mm.
The competition, I think, is very misinterpreted sometimes because people who like competition and misinterpret it. I think being competitive can be a great thing. It can be a good motivator, but if it makes you do bad things, then I don't think that's obviously a great thing. But it can be a very helpful motivator and a very healthy thing too.
Mm.
I felt the main character wasn't necessarily competitive. I felt that she was more just cutthroat and ruthless.
Yeah, she was driven and she'd step on anyone to get there.
And she did.
Yeah, she did. And that sweet boy still took her back.
Do you think he shouldn't have?
Yeah, that boy was way too good looking for her.
Maybe
And
she was...
She's very stunning, but it's like, why would you want to be with somebody who, like, ups and leaves? And, like, leaves your sister there just crying. Do you really want to be with somebody like that who could possibly just do that again and again and again?
It didn't have to be a long-term thing.
True.
I wouldn't have had a long-term relationship with her. Personally.
No.
She's not my kind of lady. She's a good dancer, though.
She's a very good dancer, that's for sure.
It's a going back to my roots kind of story.
Yeah.
That was something that confused me about it, because when you do go back to your roots and things start making more sense when you're around things that make sense, particularly in dance, I've never really met anyone who has, like, shame or negative connotations with that. So maybe because her mum left her, that's what she felt about where she was living as a child and what she grew up with.
Mm.
But maybe I'm reading into it a little bit too much.
Yeah, I don't know about competitions and things.
But even then, like, you get the idea. Football competition is not that different.
Yeah.
So you know how cutthroat that can be
Yes.
to get drafted and stuff like that. Any final thoughts about the film from you?
I think it's a good family film, to be honest. I think, all the kids and the parents would get something out of it. It's very watchable. Like, you can sit down and just enjoy it. You don't have to think too much. And then this time, with everything that's going on, it's a good distraction.
Distraction.
Yeah, well, the world is falling apart.
Yeah, it's great.
I hope people are staying safe. And wear a mask.
Did you see those videos on the internet of
Karen?
Yeah, I didn't think people actually did that.
Ah, people are jerk faces.
I didn't think that was a real thing. But
People, like, a lot of people think this coronavirus is just not real. It's all a conspiracy.
that I can believe. But
No.
but not wearing a mask. I mean, yeah, we haven't been wearing masks for quite some time, and it may not personally affect you. And we've even discouraged people from wearing masks at one point in time. But there is a law at the moment that says you have to. That's a law. You know,
Yeah.
that it's an offence not to.
Yeah, exactly. And people are like, oh, it doesn't apply to me. Well, yeah, it does. We want to get rid of corona. We don't want it to stay longer than it has to.
I don't think the movie was a good family movie.
You don't think it was a good family movie?
No.
Really? Melissa really enjoyed it.
Did Nick really enjoy it?
Nick wasn't there.
Yes. That's a shame because I think
Well, I think this was like during the day, and Layla had just come back from kinder, and they chose the movie, and they liked it.
there are so many sick things that dancers can do that anyone can enjoy, men, women.
Yeah.
I think this is it's a film that people who are involved in dance, or mostly women, would enjoy.
Okay.
Men, yeah, but I feel that the way it shows men is not a very interesting way for men to watch this movie.
Okay.
And that's sad because dancing isn't just contemporary ballet, jazz, and tap. There's a world of it. There's so many impressive things, like even breakdancing. Things like that are more gymnastic. It's not necessarily a masculine or a feminine thing, but in its origins, breaking was something that came from men to demonstrate their physical prowess.
Mm.
So to men, that's very impressive. To anyone, to watch someone being able to do that on a floor is incredible. And I'm not saying put breakdancing in everything, but there are ways of showing dancing from a male perspective that can inspire men to want to dance. And I don't think this movie did that at all. In fact, it's more of a thing that shows that women should encourage their men to dance like their sons or just young men in their lives. But it doesn't do that in a way that I feel men would want to.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that because dancing is something that anyone can enjoy. It doesn't matter how physically capable you are, you can still do it, even if you can't walk. There are ballroom competitions for people who are in wheelchairs, for example.
Yeah, I know.
There are so many things, positive benefits in dance, regardless of you being a male or female. So it would be nice for someone to do that in a way where men can be inspired rather than, oh, look, men can dance too. They don't just have to play football.
I'm going to find a movie where the men are the dancers.
Breakin'
gotta
and Breakin'
exist
2
somewhere.
Electric Boogaloo.
What?
Breakin' and Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Okay, I'm going to take your word for it.
Look them up. You've seen them. We've watched them
Have I?
together. Yeah, you probably didn't like them.
Is that where he gets up out of bed and starts dancing, or is that mismatched?
No, that's Mismatched Couples.
No.
Breakin' 2 is the one where he walks around the room and dances on the ceiling.
No.
You've definitely watched it with me before, but maybe
Yeah, I
you
probably
paid-
blocked it from my memory. There's a couple of those.
But that movie's inspired a lot of people to dance.
Well, that's good.
Men in particular.
Inspired me to leave the room,
There you go.
clearly.
So if you can find a movie that balances that, it would be great.
We need to find a movie that we can argue over.
Saturday Night Fever is another dancing film that inspired men to be interested in dance. Probably more women, in fact, because Hustle in America, the style of partner dance was very popular from that film. I'm going to
Yeah.
sneeze.
Bless you.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. 8 or 9 out of 10, depending who you are.
Why don't you give it... You're going to give it a 9? Don't let me gaslight you. I think you should have your opinion.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But I suppose I couldn't watch it every single day. I don't know. Is there a movie you could watch every single day?
Yes. Dolomite on Netflix.
I don't know. Maybe I've worn myself out. Because when I was younger, I watched The Wizard of Oz at least 7 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother hates me for it.
It's a very important movie.
I love that film until you read all the nasty stuff behind it
In the story or in the making?
in the filming.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I wonder what Bojangles went through when he was like,
I love Bojangles.
he would have copped it, don't you think?
He was the first black man to dance with a white girl.
In a film.
Yeah, and do you know who the white girl was?
Of course, Shirley Temple.
Damn right. That's my Shirley. I love Shirley Temple.
Dude.
I do indeed.
Yeah, 6 for me. I thought I was going to hate this movie so much.
I gotta give you something bad. I don't know.
My favourite movie, huh? I think Dolomite is I haven't really had a favourite one movie of all time, but Dolomite is my favourite. If someone asked me, I would say that.
Okay.
You know what?
What?
I had a movie in mind,
Okay.
but I'm going to make it Dolomite for next week.
I don't know what that is.
So the movie on Netflix is called Dolomite Is My Name. It has Eddie Murphy in it. It has Wesley Snipes in it. That's what it's going to be.
We're gonna argue about this already.
It's my favorite movie.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll watch it.
That's what we're doing.
I won't enjoy it. I can guarantee it. I think Eddie Murphy works best as a donkey.
Really? You didn't like Coming to America?
No.
Damn, okay. They're making another Coming to America too.
I'm just not a fan.
Watch this movie. It's my favorite movie. I've watched it like 8 times.
Alrighty. I'll watch it.
Shall we leave it there?
Yeah, we should leave it there. So, listeners, please subscribe, tell your friends.
We have a Facebook group.
We do. Join the Facebook group.
Join our Facebook group, and if you have something that Michelle will hate, please write it there.
We will take your suggestions on board and we will actually do them.
Michelle is not doing a good enough job of getting me angry. She's only picked things that I have enjoyed or somewhat.
Excuse me, I've picked Dance Mums and you hated it.
We didn't even finish the episode. It was that bad.
Yeah. So good. I love that name.
Pick movies. Don't give us TV. I don't have time for that.
Okay, alright.
Movies that Michelle will hate. Not me.
Oh, okay.
Just her.
Just me.
Because she can do better. She can do much better in getting me angry.
Of course I can.
You can. I have faith.
You have faith. That's nice.
Yeah. I'm enjoying our podcast, so it's fun.
It is fun. But
Yeah.
like I said, subscribe, tell your friends. So it's not just us doing it for our friends. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. With that, have a lovely evening.
Yes, and we'll see you next week.
Next week. Bye.
Bye.